Welcome back. Mauricio Pochettino's first 11 as Spurs manager when he was the Spurs boss. Goalkeeper Brad Friedel, retired and now Spurs ambassador. Brad Friedel played a consistent amount of games in the Premier League. I think playing the most amount of games consistently in obviously a role as a Premier League player, or as I think I was a goalkeeper at the time. Well over a few hundred there was. Now, as a Spurs ambassador, or one of possibly many, I don't know. Right back, Kyle Naughton, Swansea City. Kyle Naughton was obviously at Spurs during Mauricio Pochettino's early years. Now he's been playing for Swansea, I think, over the past 5 seasons, I think it is now. Playing regularly in the Championship, where he's eventually found his level as a consistent footballer. Right centre back, Michael Dawson, Nottingham Forest. Michael Dawson played not too regular as a Spurs player, mostly playing more regularly after he left for Hull. Now finding his feet again as Nottingham Forest main consistent centre back. Well, playing in the Championship, then they just finished the season just above the relegation zone. Looking forward for another season in the Championship. Possibly look to take them from a relegation scrap to a playoff place to hopefully get back into the Premier League. Left centre back, Ezekiel Friars, Swindon Town. I don't really know too much about Ezekiel Friars, obviously. I know during his time at Spurs, when he was playing under Pochettino, don't know he didn't play too many games. I think due to the fact that he was probably one of those younger players that was bought for the future but never really showed enough potential to ultimately get enough regular first team football as a Spurs player. Left back, Danny Rose, Tottenham Hotspurs. Danny Rose, first player that's still playing as a regular first team footballer for Spurs. Still there at the club, I think now 12 to 13 years on. Last season he went on a 6-month loan to Newcastle after Jose Mourinho froze him out. Since then, he's not really got in the team since signing Serge Reguilon from Real Madrid, and with Ben Davies playing constantly between him and Reguilon, his game time has been very, very minuscule. Right centre mid, Tom Carroll, Queen's Park Rangers. Tom Carroll, as Ezekiel Friars I would take it, one of those that is more bought for the future but never really showed the quality to actually get into the Spurs team more regularly, more frequently, not showing that a level to get them into European football and to show those standards, to show why he's of a European standard. Now plays his trade in the Championship with QPR, round about a mid-table Championship team, which obviously isn't too bad. Left centre mid, Etienne Capoue, Villarreal. Etienne Capoue recently left in January of 2021, leaving Watford as to join Villarreal in the Europa League, which has turned out to be a very solid move. Yes, Watford have now been promoted back to the Premier League at the first time of asking with Norwich, as they finished runners-up in the Championship, but Capoue has also got game time in Spain with Villarreal to now help guide them to a Europa League final against Manchester United, with the chance of getting Champions League football for next season. Centre attacking mid, Lewis Holtby, Blackburn Rovers. Lewis Holtby has recently just finished off his first season in the Championship with Blackburn after recently leaving Hamburg SV in the Bundesliga 2nd division. I think it was on a free transfer, to now have played quite well in the 2nd tier, to now find himself, I think, playing more regularly back in England after the early stages of his career in the English game with Spurs. Showed quality, showed talent, showed consistency from time to time, but never really breaking that barrier to show him as an elite level footballer. Obviously, with the way that hope his career initially would have planned out would have been to be a regular Spurs player, but also with a lot of these players now, they feature out and also become a story of what if, what maybe, whatever. Right wing, Andros Townsend, Crystal Palace. Andros Townsend now finds himself at Crystal Palace. I think he left in the summer of 2015, I think it was, for the London side, where he's now pretty much playing extremely regular. When he's fit, he'll play. Obviously, at Crystal Palace they've jumped between managers. I think it was Sam Allardyce, Roy Hodgson, Frank de Boer, Sam Allardyce, I think. I don't know if I already said that. Obviously it's still Roy Hodgson, but I think, to what it is, he's leaving at the end of the season. Don't quote me on that, I'm probably wrong, but just saying it just in case. Townsend obviously, very good player. He's now in his early 30s, I think it is. He's also still a danger to teams on that left foot of his, where he's playing on the right, cuts in, smashes one across, or kind of smashes it near post, kind of catching the goalkeepers out. He's kind of done that with David De Gea, I think, a few times when they've played at Selhurst Park, so he's definitely still a threat. Left wing, Aaron Lennon, Kayaspor. Aaron Lennon now finds himself in the Turkish League with Kayaspor after leaving Burnley, I think it was just about 6 months ago. With now, I don't really know how his time in Turkish went. Hopefully it has obviously went well for him. When he left Tottenham to join Burnley, I think it was at the time, I think Burnley were either just promoted or on the verge of being promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, or just starting off in the Premier League ultimately. He's kind of had a downfall, I think, playing fairly decent, but then getting not relegated, but I would say dropped down from major playing time to then having to drop down levels to then find, after injuries consistently, not being able to hit those sides as what he was as a good youngster, playing regular, scoring goals, catching the eye, more of a flair player, but really trying to find his feet in the game, which he now does, hopefully, in Turkey. I know at Burnley, he kind of was at the early stage before Dwight McNeil came in from the youth after injuries for Lennon, but now he's hopefully going to find his feet in his early to mid 30s before he eventually hangs his boots up. Striker, Harry Kane, Tottenham Hotspurs. Harry Kane is the second and final player of this 11 that is still at Tottenham Hotspurs to this day. Kane was getting fired out on loan left and centre. I think it was to Leicester, Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich, you name it. I think it was the Championship clubs he was getting pinged to constantly. But now, I think it's like 6th place in the all-time leading goal scorers in the Premier League, which isn't too bad. Harry Kane obviously has been Tottenham's top goal scorer, I think, since he's been back there. That was after his first season, his first full season being back in the Spurs shirt. He was then top goal scorer for I think now 5 to 6 seasons, which he's now chasing, I think you'd say Alan Shearer's record, but maybe not. Obviously this can't be a video without mentioning Mauricio Pochettino. He is now at PSG after recently, well not recently, but being sacked in November of 2019, to where I think it was obviously unfair because about 6 months prior led into the first ever Champions League final. Yes, they got beat by Liverpool 2-0, which obviously disappoints him, but I think they were in about 13th or 14th, about 3-4 months into the season, so that probably drove the decision. Then a week or so later, Jose Mourinho was appointed. Pochettino did find himself out of work for just over a year, before then getting appointed as PSG first team head coach, which I would think has helped them on their way to trying to defend the League One title, but obviously has not really found their way, as Lille, I think if they win the next game there could be within 1 point of PSG messing up to stopping the PSG dominance yet again. But with that, that's the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, down below any players I might have missed out in case Google was in fact wrong, in case I messed up, maybe the players have moved club or done my research wrong, but leave in the comments a video suggestion of what you want to see, whether it's an 11, a player, a preview, a review, whatever it is, maybe a video reaction to something. But that, catch us in the next one. Hope you have had a good week and goodbye.